Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's hot in this room tonight. Jesus Christ, it's not even that hot outside. North London isn't exactly simmering under the sun right now, but it's just like pretty sweaty in this flat for some reason. Summer is going to be a nightmare. This flat is like a sort of forward flat that's sort of like forward facing. It's like sun facing. It's a sun trap, and I need about 3 fans. Quite literally, I have 1, 2, 3 fans here. But anyway, we're not here to talk about sweat and sun. Here to check out the little tweeties, So let's make this a little bit bigger. That's what she said, and we can have a little look. Look, it's a gal. It's a gal. It's a gal. It's a gal. Yes, this guy. What was it that someone said on Shane's show the other day? It looks like somebody's first attempt at Play-Doh. Very mean, very cruel. But he's here at number 3. We are counting down 3 more lovely tweets from lovely mutants. So we're just going to poke a little bit of fun at and see what crazy ramblings they're on about today. First in is a go. Yet there, fuck's sake, spelt wrong. Yet there are people. No, he's actually put yet there. Oh, God's sake, Jesus Christ. Yet there are people who want Arteta sacked. Now, this is in response to now.arsenal posting about our impending club record win potential beating, equaling. We're on 38 wins, 70-71. Team got 41 wins. It had actually won things in terms of actual silverware, but we shall see. The season is not over. But the reason I include this is yet there are people who want Arteta sacked. So what it is people like Igalo and all these kind of people, they just see things in a very black and white way. They can't understand the nuance of things. For example, they can't understand the nuance of why we get so many injuries. They can't understand the nuance of the idea that this has been quite a fortuitous league to win. Not taking anything away necessarily, because I would say you lot have got to catch us. The other teams have got to catch us, right? So that's not a massive dig, but it's still factual information that this, I've seen 4 Arsenal league title wins. This will be what I would say is the sort of most fortuitous based on the way we played, based on the competition, based on the general sort of overall kind of level of the Premier League at the moment. So again, that's not trying to sort of necessarily devalue it. It's a sort of caveat to the league, but it leads me on to the point, which is the reason why people want Arteta sacked is because we've performed the way we performed for so long, and we've been getting away with it for so long, and we've been winging it for so long. They just don't see a sustainability to it. It may sustain long enough to just about limp over the line in this title race. However, longer term, this is the problem that people have. I've said this before. People have problems extrapolating out into the future. Everything is just in the here and now, which in some senses, living in the moment can be cool, but you've also got to have a little bit of a balance, and you've got to be able to look forward and sort of future predict, have that predictive programming, so you can kind of orient your life and orient your actions going forward. So, and also your opinions on this. So people like Igel, they just don't have the capacity to understand this. They don't have the capacity to do things like, well, looking at the way we're playing, looking at the way the injuries are happening, looking at the fact we're going to be selling a lot of players, we're going to have to do another little rebuild, looking at the fact that we're going to have probably restrictions financially because of the stadium rebuild extension. It looks like it's sort of now or never to win, not never, but now or it could be a little bit of a wait to win more trophies. It's going to get a lot more difficult next season. Let's just put it this way. There's every chance that we could win the title this season, however, not win anything for another few years, because we keep playing this way and it keeps failing. Now, the thing is, I'd like to think that if that were to happen, if we win the title this season, then we continue with this style of play next season, and we get trounced and we drop down the table and we drop out of the cups, and there's never really any chance of us winning anything. Maybe then the penny will drop for people like Igel. But I think until it has to be sort of until it happens, they're not going to get it, basically. And sort of that. So the people who foresee this, who look forward a bit and go, but if the injuries are going to continue like this, we're going to lose players. Berta might be leaving now as well. This could get a little bit peak for us. So that's all people are doing, and they want someone fresh because there's been so much repeated failure, and they don't like the style of football, and they don't like the fact that the Arteta regime injures so many people and fucks up so many people's careers, a la Saka. For example. So that's kind of the reason, or many reasons, why people still want Arteta sacked. It's very difficult for these people like Agal to hold these multiple thoughts in their head at once. It's like basically team do good, team win title, everything good. And of course, if only life were that simple. So I think this is number 2. I think number 2 and 1 this today are both kind of as crazy as each other. So let's do them both. Number 2, let's just say, it's kind of amusing. Either way, Arteta era's back. Arteta era, yeah, great. Love to see this guy always, dropping some absolute magic. No one gets scapegoated like these two. There's a picture of Odegaard and Martinelli. But how steadfast and willing they are when called upon. Fucking hell. How steadfast and willing they are when called upon. Yeah, no shit. What's Odegaard on? 280, 265k? No, Jesus is on 265. Isn't Odegaard on 280k and Martinelli's on 180k? So yeah, I would kind of expect them to be willing and to be steadfast and to put in a lot of effort and to give their all for the team when they're called upon. And he's saying, this is why I can never join the hate train. They do their job, which they get paid handsomely for, in terms of turning up. They do their job to turn up and get their shirt. Basically, he could never hate them because they managed to put their T-shirts on and put their boots on and step out onto the pitch. And for that reason, Arteta era could never hate them. He just couldn't hate people who do that. My favourite Arsenal players, he has to make it even worse than it already is. My favourite Arsenal players, moving star, shooting star and a big heart. So these two players are going to be leaving probably soon. So he's going to be a bit disappointed. Quite where he gets this favourite players thing from, I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe Odegaard of like 2.5 years ago could perhaps go into contention. I think people were getting his name on the back of their shirts and all that sort of thing back then. Martinelli, again under Emery and sort of sporadically at the start of Arteta, a little bit at the start of Arteta's reign. Could be a favourite for the fans, but I mean, the last 3-4 years or so, I don't know about that. I'm not sure you'll find many other people sharing this, but of course, Arteta era is a moron. So, having said that, there are many morons, so you probably can find them. It's just, I don't think, let's just say the match-going clientele, I'm not too sure that the match-going clientele, there's going to be many of them who are certainly adults anyway, or have the mental ability of adults who will call Martinelli their favourite player. You're just sort of dealing with children at that point, really. So, as for number 1, Mikel Supreme. Yeah, I just found this before I came online, actually, before I came on to do this. So, I was not expecting, what am I saying? I'm not expecting. I've been doing this for long enough to expect this sort of crap. But anyway, let's just get into what he says. Mikel Supreme. I got a picture of Mikel there with his mouth open, which obviously is some kind of like Freudian thing, I would imagine, given that these people are sort of like that. So yeah, what's he responding to? Let me just remind myself. Oh yeah, so he's responding to Saka Arteta now, who's talked about basically just winning nothing, spent all that money just to be competitive, and his fan base acts like he's irreplaceable, losers. So obviously this guy's taking umbrage with that. Mikel Supreme did not like the fact that he was called a loser because he enjoys losing under Arteta. He's responded, he's retaliated, and he's retaliated his way to my number 1 spot for today. Mikel Supreme at OT's 13. How many has he got? Go on, 11. Cool, great. I'm happy with that. Maybe he's not real. Let's have a look. Is he actually real? I didn't check. You got Arteta there, but you have to have Mikel there. Of course. What's he saying? Happy birthday. A few retweets. Fine. Let's just stick with his original tweet. Are you dense? You think without him any of that changes? You lizard. Ha ha ha. Absolute pretender, clueless. Irony. Short memory. We were sinking faster than an anchor before he came and restored this club's soul. Without him, forget it. He's transformed us. Sorry that hurts you. It reads slightly like ChatGPT in parts, but I don't think it is. Maybe he's used ChatGPT and had the wherewithal to actually change things a little bit, but he's transformed us. Yes, he's transformed us from a club who was 2 points off third and he's taken us to second, and it's only taken him 3 years to do that. So well done for that transformation. You know what they say about people who are going through transformations. You got to kind of like do the proper evaluations before you let them do the transformation. So the thing is, unfortunately, Mikel, if Mikel doesn't win anything this season, that he will be going. I'm sorry if that hurts you, and you are clueless if you think anything otherwise. It's just true. As much as you want it to be all about him, and you want it to be all about him staying and keeping us competing, sadly for you and others of that cult, it is at the end of the day about winning trophies. And whilst these owners have allowed this to go on for quite a long time now, it will not continue trophyless much further. They will do something about it. They will themselves be under a kind of pressure to not save face per se, but to demonstrate that they have the competence to select the right man to bring the glory home in the end. And at the moment, the increasing amounts of second, the conveyor belt of failures is starting to reflect badly on them. But these people don't understand. So one of the fundamental problems with people like Mikel Supreme and all the gals as well, and people like this, is they don't understand accountability and responsibility. If they did, they wouldn't say the things they do. And the reason they say the things they do is just, again, like I say, they have a very black and white viewpoint of things, and they don't. So, for example, when they say that the team wins, it's Mikel. When the team fails, it's the players. So they don't understand that the ultimate responsibility would lie with the manager. That he's there, of course, to not just pick the players, but to motivate them to do the in-game tactics, to get all the substitutions correct, to get the team selection correct. That ultimate responsibility lies with the manager. This kind of idea is completely beyond their comprehension. So that's why you kind of get these things, and probably in their life they don't really have much accountability and responsibility. So they don't really understand how they don't really are able to conceptualize that in the realm of elite level sport, when you've got figures like 15 million a year being paid contractually to people, then actually what they do have is a responsibility to deliver. I mean, this isn't a small team here. This isn't an owner who bought, let's just say, Brentford or something. Somebody took over Brentford, for an example, who haven't won much, no offence, but you know what I mean. And they were suddenly given a 15 million a year contract as manager of Brentford. You wouldn't necessarily be expecting them, obviously the ambition would be to win a title, or to get them into the Champions League, but you wouldn't be necessarily expecting a title. But, after 6 years of managing Arsenal Football Club, one of the third biggest team in the country and a massive global institution, on 15 million a year, you are expected to deliver on your targets, which are trophies. Now, they are. And if you don't realise that, then you're the lizard pretender and you are clueless. And it's just indicative of just modern society, and so many people these days just don't understand responsibility and accountability. If I was getting paid 15 million a year, would you not, and you were getting paid 15 million a year, would you not expect to have some pressure to hit targets? And if you're a football manager of Arsenal Football Club, your targets are to win trophies. It's very, very simple, but again, these people don't understand these basic premises. This is why arguing with them, whilst fun sometimes, is essentially pointless. And whilst he did do a good job to get us competing, the overall job has not been good enough for Arsenal, given the time frame and the money spent. We're not Aston Villa, who a lot of our fans seem to be confusing us with. Like Mikel Supreme, who obviously is Arteta first, Arsenal second, which sums up the mindset of about 80% still of our fan base. And it's really, really crazy, and it's mad to think that 20 years ago, I wouldn't imagine seeing Arsenal fans say things like, "Oh, you're plastic fans, all you want to do is win trophies." It's almost brass eye. It's almost like satire to see that. I wish I'd have saved it, bookmarked it, but there was another post that let me see if I can find it. There was another post which was mad. I can't find it now. It's going to take me too long to find it. I think I might have deleted. No, I didn't delete my comments. I don't know. I don't know why it's not. Maybe no one's replied to it yet, so there's no notifications. That's why. But basically, it was saying about how. Basically, it was just saying that they're fed up of this particular poster was fed up of Arsenal fans having a go at Mikel for not winning trophies because we're not respecting what he's done for the team. And you're a plastic fan if you just want to win trophies, and you should go support Man United or Chelsea or someone. That's literally what they were saying. And to be honest, I should have probably used that tweet in this little group today. Because, what can you say to that? That you're a plastic fan if you just want to win trophies, if you're a fan of Arsenal Football Club, or you're a glory hunter. This kind of nonsense. You're a glory hunter for wanting your football team to win. No, you're a glory hunter if you support Arsenal, they don't win anything, and then you go to support like Man City, they don't win anything, so then you go support Man United, who are suddenly winning. if you flit around teams like that, like a whore, like you whore yourself about teams just to get trophies, then yes, you're a glory whore, But if you just want your team, who's Arsenal, to win silverware, just your team, you just want your team to win, that's not glory hunting. And if you're saying that, then you're just, I don't know, you're coping, you're lying, and you're kind of just a low IQ individual. And on that happy note, it's Saturday night, it's nearly 10 p.m. I've got an AI video I need to finish, and yeah, I will be back tomorrow with more lovely, lovely tweets, and then on Sunday with more lovely, lovely tweets, and then we'll start thinking about Southampton. It's going to get interesting. We'll see how many players we get back from the international break. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Subscribe. Cheers for the support as always, and peace.